From Ralph E. Davis Pioneer Stadium here in Platteville, it is playoff time in the NCAA. I'm Jimmy Kuska alongside Wally Trouton as we get set for today's matchup between the UW-Platteville Pioneers and the Alma College Fighting Scots. The teams are meeting for the first time ever in the playoff opener this year as we get set on a very snowy evening, or afternoon, I should say, here in Platteville. We are in a winter storm warning. Today, expected that 8 to 12 inches of snow will fall here in southwestern Wisconsin, and a lot of it will happen during the game. So right now, the teams are all lined up and ready to go. We'll have the coin toss here in just a moment between a couple of teams that are going to be in this game. With the weather, you would expect a little bit more of the ground attack, but two very prolific offenses in this game. And I don't know how much the weather is going to slow these two teams down, Wally.
I don't know either. This is going to be real interesting on that aspect of it. We know that Alma likes to run the ball. We've got an outstanding running back in Eddie Williams. But, you know, the Pioneers aren't exactly shabby at the running game either.
Yeah, and that running game's been coming on more as of late. So for the Pioneers in this game, a team that can throw the ball a bit, but as you can see, the Scots can also run it as well. They're averaging over 500 yards per game, and each team well north of 35 points. In fact, Alma averaging north of 42 points per contest. So that is your team matchup. We're going to be paying a lot of attention to the ground game in this one. The two running backs in this matchup are absolutely outstanding. And we'll start by talking about Alma and their running back, Eddie Williams, who this year has 1,400 yards rushing and 20 touchdowns on the ground. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's real good. And it's one of the things that I think makes the game interesting when you look at the individuals like that. The other thing, if you look at it as teams, they have a common opponent this year, that being UW River Falls. And for Alma, that was their first game of the year for the Alma Scots.
Alma won the toss and deferred, so Platteville will start on offense in the blaze orange with the blue numbers. The Platteville player to watch will be Zachary Bothan, who was out for a couple of games but has come back in a big way for the team. 13 rushing touchdowns this year, a lot of them in non-conference play, but he will be someone to watch along with the other running backs in the stable like Bankston and Burnett.
And that's one of the things that Platteville does, bring themselves a stable of running backs with three really very good ones. I have not a lot of stats really that I noticed here on Brian Morgan, who's listed as their backup running back. But again, with Eddie Williams, you're not necessarily looking for somebody else to carry the ball.
Yeah, they average 6 yards per carry, does Alma. 2,607 rushing yards, 26 touchdowns, 20 of them by Williams. Carter St. John, the quarterback, 2,300 yards passing, 26 scores. For the Pioneers, the quarterback is Uselding, who has 20 touchdowns passing and 2,200 yards through the air. So we are all set here. Platteville will be in the orange, appropriate for this time of year in Wisconsin. It is the gun deer hunting season. For Alma, they will be in the road whites with the maroon numbers, getting set to kick off right to left in an actual winter storm warning here in southwestern Wisconsin. Again, the forecast called for a foot of snow, right around a foot of snow today. And so far, just in the snow, they have cleared up the field. We've seen about a third of that so far. So we're expecting several more inches of snow to fall. The ball fell off the tee, so they'll have to reset the football, maybe pack it on top of a snowman. It's got to set it up, and if it falls off one more time, they will have to hold it. They'll have to have one of the players actually hold the ball. But we'll get our first look to see. The forecast today, well, if you're looking at the screen, there's your forecast. It's snowing. It's windy, it's cold, and it's football in the NCAA tournament. Playoff time here in Platteville. Here is the kickoff from Alma, and we are underway in the NCAA tournament. The kickoff is going to go into the end zone for a touchback, and Platteville will have it on their own 25 as they get started here in this one. Well, it is snow time here in Platteville. The field conditions, as you can see, they got the yard lines cleared about 10 minutes before kickoff. They are covered up again.
Well, get ready for a lot of that as this goes on here. They're going to try to keep everything as clean as they possibly can so we can at least see what's happening on the field.
The Pioneers, again, in the orange uniforms with the white helmets moving left to right here on Butch Lytle Field at Pioneer Stadium. First ever meeting between these schools. Platteville last year in the playoffs lost to Wartburg on the road. Back is Uselding to throw. He'll swing it out for both and out of the backfield, and he is going to get knocked out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, chased out by a couple of defenders from the Scots, and he might have just gotten back to the 25. Either way, no gain or a short loss. It'll be second and long.
Pretty good job by a linebacker kind of flying back out over here to be able to make the play to force him to kick himself back out of bounds.
Two receivers split out to the left. Uselding with Bothan in the backfield. Pioneers have been running the ball much better in the back half of the season. They got two tight ends in this formation as Bothan will take it right at the middle. Huge hole, stays on his feet, and he is all the way to the logo at midfield. First down, Pioneers on a gain of 25 for Bothan.
You know, it's one of the things that Bothan does such a nice job is he's fairly slow. He doesn't look to drive fast, hold the hole, and lets it develop, and that's what happened. That's why he broke it.
Pioneers go tempo, 1st and 10 at the 49, their own 49 from the logo. And they're going to go with another inside zone handoff as Bothan, you can see the way he's running, just trying to keep his footing. He'll pick up 4 or 5 yards in a cloud of snow. It'll be second down and 6.
That's one of the things you'll see a lot with everyone that's on the field is they're going to try to just double check their footing. They're not sure how it's going to be. You know, sometimes on a field like this, depending on how frozen the field is itself, you may have just as good footing as you did normally.
Ball is going to be just ahead of the Pioneer logo, which they shoveled off multiple times before the game, but is now covered back in the snow. 3 receivers in the set. Trying a hard count. They're going to hand off the left side as Bothan makes a man miss from the left side, and he's going to have the first down as he tiptoes out of bounds in Scott's territory to the 40. 1st and 10, Platteville.
Good job making that move over here. Sicey was over here on this side, and they had him double covered. So, again, if you're going to get double coverage on Sicey and you put him alone on one side, that gives you a little more of a man advantage on the opposite side.
Alma with the defense of 2 deep that is exclusively players from Michigan. In the whites, as you see it, a little hard to see in the snowstorm here. Platteville in the orange, just in case they have to get out into the woods here after the game.
Well, it's still hunting season.
Yeah, they got that going through tomorrow. 2 receivers right. Back to throw. Our first pass of the game is a dart to the near side. It's going to be caught. And positive yardage on that slip and slide as the Pioneers will pick up some yardage. Sicey will get it with a back full of snow across the 35 down to just the 35, and it'll be second down and 5 from there.
It's one of the things, you know, if players are going to roll around in the snow, it's going to be fun trying to read their numbers.
It's fun trying to read them anyway through the snowflakes. 3 receivers in the set. Another zone run to the right side. This time the Scots, as King and others swarm to the ball, and it'll make it 3rd and short here. 4 down territory, I would imagine, Wally, given that you're not going to try any field goals in this stuff.
No.
And they're almost to the 30-yard line.
Not from here, certainly. I mean, if they were a little closer, maybe, but we're more apt to see, again, more running and that type of thing.
3rd down and 3. Platteville on the right hash mark, which is buried under a couple of inches of snow. 2 receivers to the left, double tight end set, both in the backfield with Uselding, and the clap of the hands. And it'll be a handoff right off the middle, bouncing to the left is Bothan, and he's not going to get there as the Scots are going to swarm to him and make the stop. Big play made by the defense on that 3rd and short as Parker Schumann was the first one in on the play.
Well, the Alma defense did a good job of staying home. That was the big key to it. They maintained the positions where they were in the field rather than to try to pursue. Usually that's what creates more of an advantage for a bounce in the running game.
The interior line got gashed on a couple of early runs on this drive. They've tightened up here, and now 4th and 3 for Platteville at the 33 of Alma. Trips right, empty backfield. Uselding, it's a design quarterback run off the right side. He'll slide down, but wait a second, it's from where he slides And they're going to say he got to the 30 before he went into the slide motion. First down, Platteville.
Good call at this particular point. You know, you're going to get some people that are going to be back off on the ball a little bit with the receivers and their coverage, so they don't get up there quite as quick.
So the Pioneers convert on a 4th down. And now it'll be first down, Platteville at the 30 of Alma. 2 receivers left, a motion and H-back to the right side, trying to plow some room for both, who stays on his feet, gets to the 20 before he is escorted kindly out of bounds by the Scots defense as Prester Marlett and others get to him. It'll be first down, Platteville at the 20. Maybe second and short. They're going to make it just shy of the first down.
Yeah, it's on the wrong side of the 20-yard line.
So he got to the 20, has to get across it, and they're just going to do that as they're going to go right up the middle. It's still at his feet, and he is taken down by King. Excuse me, not King. He is taken down by Brock Boudry, and down at the 7, first and goal, Platteville.
Again, a nice job running the ball, and going quick kind of helped a little bit there as well.
Trying to spot the numbers is going to be an adventure today. Just being honest with you, you can see it pretty well on the screen. The snow is coming down, and it's going to get heavier in the second half.
Yeah.
Everybody in the box here on this goal-to-go play from the 7 for Platteville. Midway through this first quarter, both on ice skates off the right side, and he's going to get taken down on TFL for this Scots defense, as it is Matt Oswald in there to make the play, the senior out of Mill City, Michigan.
Well, watching Oswald try to make the tackle, first of all, he's got his hands up high somewhere around the head, and he realized, no, I can't be up there. Face masks are there, and he finally got his hands down to be able to make the play.
So the defense doing a good job. You lose that ability to just cut and go in weather conditions like this. This end of the field looks in better shape than the north end at the moment. Can't see anything on the north end. Here's the handoff again as Bothan gets to the line, and he is suplexed back as getting in there to make the big stop for Alma is Parker Schumann, a junior, 6'3", 240 pounds, and put the WWE move on him to knock him back to the 9-yard line.
Yeah, there really wasn't a whole lot of running room there at all.
Gavrick to the left. Trips formation on the right. Goal to go from the 9. This might be 4-down territory for the Pioneers, even on a good day. Back is Usedling. He'll throw for the corner of the end zone for Sice. He goes up, can't get it, and it is incomplete. Good coverage on the near side as some of the Pioneers were looking for a flag. It looks like they are going to try a field goal here as they do send in a host of subs, including the freshman kicker Mobley, to try a field goal from 26 yards away, depending on where they clear the snow pile here.
Well, they're trying to clear the snow pile out there. Well, it's nice to get some of the linemen to come back to help you clear the snow out of the way.
Well, they're building a snowman, or they're lining up what is going to be a 25-yard field goal attempt in the snow into the south end zone. Cop the snap. The kick is up. It's got plenty of distance, and it is good. Mobley with a 25-yard field goal, and Platteville takes a 3-0 lead with 7:16 to go in the first quarter here in the second round of the NCAA Division III football championships.
The NCAA thanks our corporate champions, AT&T, Capital One, and Coca-Cola, and our corporate partners, Buffalo Wild Wings, Buick, Geico, Great Clips, Home Depot, Intuit, TurboTax, Invesco, Invesco QQQ, IG Marriott, Pizza Hut, Reese's, Ritz, Samsung, Galaxy, Unilever, and Wendy's. Their support enhances the NCAA championship and the educational and athletic experiences of nearly 500,000 NCAA student athletes. You know, I could use a Reese's about right now. That would be kind of good.
Wally, there's a whole tray, and I'm talking an entire tray of molasses cookies all the way.
Well, I'll be out there. I've already had 2 of them. Not 2 trays, 2 cookies.
We're 7 minutes into this game, and you're already halfway through the tray of cookies out there. Right here, the Pioneers go on a scoring march on their first drive, and in a way, the first drive of the game is kind of a feel-out-the-weather situation kind of drive, because the practices here yesterday for Platteville were done in pretty ideal conditions for this time of year, and Alma, by the way, they did their practices at Camp Randall Stadium in Madison. So they each got to practice in better conditions than what we're seeing here today.
Yeah, no kidding.
Here, we are in a snow globe, expecting about 4 to 6 inches of snow to fall during the game. The kickoff is high end over end. Wow, look at the wind knock this down. Knocked it down to the 20. It's going to be picked up as you see several players slide and fall, and a good return up to the 35 by the Scots. And they'll have a good spot on offense to start here after the good return by TJ Seiler, freshman.
That was a case where you were watching a lot of players out there as they're really running hard downfield to try to make the blocks or to be able to come back in to make a tackle, and their bodies are flying all over the place as they're slipping and sliding.
Special teams, a pop pass where somebody slips and falls. There's going to be a big play in this game where somebody slips because of the weather.
You know it.
We're going to get our first look at the Scots offense now as Williams at the running back spot is going to get the carry. Good shuffle step to pick up about 4 yards in a pile of snow here. It'll be 2nd and 6 as the Scots get ahead of the 40 up to the 41.
I like the attitude of some of the players on the field after one player was slipping and sliding all over and a Pioneer caught him.
2 receivers stacked on the left. They're going to go on the pass to the near side, bubble pass, caught, and full head of steam up the left sideline. And Alma's got a big play out of bounds along the left side on a great pass play there to Zach Poff, senior out of St. John's, Michigan.
The missed tackle was almost as much a matter of couldn't get going fast enough to get over to where the player was going.
They also didn't have it aligned. They had one guy covering 2 receivers on that side of the field. Williams off the right side, crashes forward for positive yardage. He is inside the 15. Can't see the numbers on the field, but it is inside the 15 to the 14. 2nd and 5 after the pickup there. Tempo offense, much like you see with River Falls. They're going to hand it off to the left and sliding forward inside the 10, or just shy of the 10. We're going to mark him. It'll be 3rd and short. He'll get to the 11.
That was a case of a good lean, gave him an extra couple of yards on that one.
The 40-yard pass from St. John to Poff, setting up a 3rd and short at the 11. H-back on the left side. Now they're going to send a receiver in motion to the left as St. John will give to Williams, who's going to be tackled. He's going to be stopped right at the line. I think he's going to be short. It's going to be 4th and 1.
So, I expect to see them go for it. I really do.
You're on the road.
Oh,
Road teams will typically go in these kind of situations. It looks like they are lining up as though they are going to go here. And they are. Empty backfield. St. John can run. They're going to bubble to the near side. It's incomplete. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Platteville will have it at their own 10-yard line with 5:04 to go in the first quarter.
And you can tell on your TV screen, that's not snow from bad reception. The snow has picked up here.
Yeah, we said in the forecast from the National Weather Service in a winter storm warning that at about 1 or 2 o'clock, the snow intensity would pick up, snowfall rates of about 1 inch per hour. So while they do this, you can see over to the right, they're actually starting to shovel off the lines again. We'll have a fantastic crew here shoveling off as much as they can. So the lines are being cleared off on the right side.
Yeah.
And here on the left, well, we're just going to have to guess.
Well, you know, we can guess close.
Wind
maybe.
is blowing, gusting up to 25 today as well. Temperatures in the mid-20s, wind chills in the single digits to lower teens. Here's a handoff right up the middle, not going very far. Maybe a yard here as they plow through the snow for a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.
It's one of the things that you wonder, you know, have either of these teams had any experience playing in snow like this?
Well, Alma hasn't played in the snow since 2022. They played against Mount St. Joseph in a game in the 4th quarter. It started out with no snow, and then the snow arrived in the 3rd quarter. So back in 2022, they had some experience with snow. Nothing quite like this.
No.
Very rare you get to play in a game where it snows a foot. That's what we're getting today. UW will be back there. He'll hand it right up the middle. Bouncing it out now is Bothan, and he is going to get decked just ahead of the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 3rd and 8 coming up.
Yeah, they did play a game against River Falls, kind of almost like snow. They played in the hail, which might even be worse.
More painful than snow.
Yeah. I mean,
that's why they wear helmets, though.
Well, you got a helmet to protect your head from this, you know.
I got a thing about helmet technology I got to share after this play. 2 receivers either way for Platteville. UW motions 1 receiver across, looking for that receiver. They'll throw the receiver screen, and it is going to be blown up as Alma is there to cover it. Great coverage by the linebacker, Jamarte Hogan. And it'll be back to the 10-yard line, a loss of a couple on the play, and now we'll get a chance to see the all-conference punter, Ben Yonker, to send it deep.
With some pretty strong winds in his face.
Wind is swirling, and it has picked up since the pregame, and he's kicking into the wind. That kick returner's back too far, I think.
You know, back in the days up in New England, they used to run snowblowers out for the kickers. Well, they did once.
Punter here is Yonker. He's kicking into the wind. Expect try to line drive this thing into it. He's kicking into the wind and the snow. Great snap. Here's a low line drive punt. Look at the wind just knock it down. As it's going to hit and roll, it's going to take a Pioneer roll. Trying to aid it with a little bit of a boost there was the long snapper. Going to be down to the 46, so the punt itself is 36 yards, but into the wind. That's incredible.
That's a good punt into this wind because it's, well, it is.
If you look at the
force.
flags, they're blowing straight into the north end zone. And with the snowflakes on top of it, it's pretty good. Gusting to 25 to 30 today. On top of it just being cold and snowy. This is ideal weather conditions if you're a Yeti.
I don't know too many that are here that are Yetis.
A couple of those linemen look like they might be. Here's a handoff off the right side as Williams will pick up 5 yards, and Alma will set it up for a 2nd down. There's a hand warmer that is on the field. They're trying to move it off. Don't know how effective those are going to be today.
No, I don't either.
Going back to the ground, they're going to give it to Williams, who stumbles his way. Wow, he kept his footing, though, as he kind of staggered his way forward for 5 yards and a 1st down for Alma.
You know, you wonder how, what different shoes you could wear on this to make it better. I mean, you are a little limited because of turf.
Handoff to Williams off the right side, and he's going to break 1 tackle before a swarm of orange catches him. Pickup of 6 by Williams, and the Scots will make a substitution here, which will give Platteville a chance to make substitutions of their own. Because if one team subs, they both are allowed to sub. And they do get the requisite substitutions on the field. Ball is ahead of the 30. It is 2nd and 4. High snap taken. St. John gives to Williams, and this is going to be shy of a first. Platteville's going to stop him at the 26, so need about a yard here on 3rd down to convert.
You know, this is one of the things, you know, with a smaller offensive line, to me, and that's kind of a surface, you've got an advantage.
Another handoff. Williams is going to have the 1st down and more as he just leans into the back of one of his blockers. Picks up 5 and another puff of snow. It'll be 1st down, Alma.
Yeah, if you're a, you know, if you're a bigger player, I wonder how your traction would be in comparison with somebody that's a little smaller.
Well, speaking as a bigger guy, it's not great. Trips right for Alma. Only 1 corner over there. They were trying to set up a bubble. Instead, St. John keeps it, and he is blasted in the backfield.
Well, Pioneers had a blitz on, and they were able to get, like you said, get to the quarterback.
Big stop made there by Luke German and others. They are setting up the bubble screens off the right side, and only 1 corner was over on the last play. They're going to hand to Williams and going to get back close to the original line of scrimmage, but it'll be 3rd and long for the Scots, who made a trip down to the red zone on their previous drive and came up empty. And at the end of the first quarter, it is Platteville 3 and Alma nothing. You're watching the NCAA Division III Football Championship.
University of Wisconsin-Platteville Pioneers.
College is one of the biggest investments you'll make. At UW-Platteville, that investment pays off. Your student will learn from faculty who care, in classrooms that prepare them for real careers. They'll be part of a safe, supportive community that helps them grow academically and personally. And with one of the best returns on investment in Wisconsin, they can graduate ready for the future without overwhelming debt. Smart, affordable, UW-Platteville.
From Ralphie Davis Pioneer Stadium in Platteville, we're in a winter storm warning. A foot of snow expected to fall here in Platteville today. We're about a third of the way through it. At the end of one, Platteville leading 3-0, but Alma on the march, third and long in Platteville territory at the 23-yard line. Alma in the whites with maroon numbers and Platteville in the orange. You see our grounds crew here at Platteville doing everything they can to keep the field playable and readable. So they get most of the numbers and lines cleared off on the south end. They're working back on the north end as we begin play here in the second quarter. A receiver motioning across. They're going to fake the handoff to Williams. St. John is going to shovel it forward. A wide open receiver. No one covering. Down to the 5, first and goal, Alma.
Yeah, that was a case of somebody just goofed up because they let him get out there in the open way too easy.
Shot put pass caught by Brock Miller. Now they'll hand it off the right side. They're going to be shy of the end zone, but very close there with Williams. It'll be goal to go from around the 2 for Alma, looking to take a lead here in the second quarter after the Pioneers failed to cover the slot receiver on the previous play. 18-yard pass play to Miller. Goal to go from the 2 as the Scots will flip the formation, go tackle over on the right side. Gonna give Williams off the left. He's in standing. Touchdown, Alma. And the Scots have taken the lead early in the second quarter, 6-3 with 14:08 to go in it.
That's one of the things that you take a look at. The idea of shifting and then running to the weak side. The weak side in almost every offense is the side you like to run on if you possibly can. It gives you some advantages against the defense.
That time running behind Owen Denk and Joseph Foster off the left. Williams with his 21st rushing touchdown of the season, and now a PAT try coming for Alma. It'll be Jace Heck, sophomore out of Big Rapids, Michigan. With the wind at his back into the south end zone, the kick is up, and the kick is good. It is Alma 7 and Platteville 3 with 14:08 to go in the second quarter of this second round matchup in the 2025 NCAA Division III Championship.
Did you know that Division III is the largest division within the NCAA? With more than 200,000 student athletes participating at 426 institutions, Division III makes up 40% of NCAA membership schools. Learn more about Division III at ncaa.org/D3. ncaa.org/D3. You know, the NCAA sponsors 92 national championships in 24 sports across 3 divisions each year. We cheer for the 500,000 student athletes in the game and in the classroom. For more information or to find a championship near you, visit ncaa.com.
Alma getting set to kick this one away. They have a different kicker to kick off for the Scots as opposed to their field goal kicking. It'll be Will Soulier, a sophomore out of Frankenmuth, Michigan. And this is a deep end-over-end kickoff, and it is going to land out of bounds. Yep. As the flag comes out, as they kick into the wind, the ball barely gets across the 30 before going down. And that's going to be the thing. When you're kicking into the wind, into the south end where the wind and the snow is blowing in from, you see the football just drop like it's like it hits a wall and it sinks down, and that's what happened there. So the Pioneers will have good field position on this on the 35. They'll get it on the left hash mark as the officials clear a spot for the football. You see the flags again. They're fully extended going towards the north, so the Pioneers now have the wind at their back on this drive, trailing 7-3 to Alma.
They're waiting for the last shovel guy to get out of the way.
They're working hard out there.
Hey,
They got most of the lines cleared off. Doing a good job.
hey, I tell you what, I don't care where you go in any ballpark. The people that take care of the grounds are awesome.
They're all sitting beneath the goalpost over to our left. They're getting a break now as we resume play. Uselding looking to throw, swings it out of the backfield, incomplete off the fingertips of both end. It'll be second down and 10.
He's been a pretty good receiver out of the backfield this year, as well as a pretty good running back, and he doesn't miss too many.
Tell you what, the grounds crew has been working. We got here right after 9 o'clock this morning. We got here a little early, just not knowing what the parking or the snow or the driving situation would be. It was pretty miserable getting in with all the snow. We stayed close by, but Alma stayed in Dubuque, and a 20-minute drive took more than twice as long because of all the snow this morning. Handoff to both end, and he is decked. The Scots swarm and stone him at the 35. No gain on the play. Maybe got it across the 35 for a foot, but it'll be 3rd and 10.
Well, that's one of the things that I think really is. You get people out here that just you don't want to move that much. You slip, you slide, you do everything else. You may want to go, but you don't want to go because the body won't let you.
3 receivers to the right, 1 receiver to the left for Uselding, with both into the backfield. Clapping the hands, now motioning him out. Uselding steps, looks to throw, swings it out of the backfield to Bothan, who is taken down well shy of a first down as he is covered out there by Ethan Patrick and others. Going to pick up 5. It'll be 4th down, and Yonker will have the wind at his back this time to punt it away to the Scots.
This will give him a chance to maybe showcase a little of what he can do with the ball.
Clearing off some space right here as personal protector. Kind of looks like they're doing a slalom right there. They're shuffling around trying to give himself a kicking lane here. Yonker getting set, all conference, preseason All-American. Getting set to kick it away with the wind at his back this time. Flags fully extended. Again, wind steady around 15 to 20, gusting up to 30 today. Here's the punt. You see the wind catch it. It's a spiraling punt. It's going to be caught and still on his feet as he's going to get out of bounds to the near side. Good return right there by Ryan McNiff, the senior out of Norton Shores, Michigan. And Alma will take it over with 12:14 to go in the second quarter, leading 7-3.
I'm not so sure you want to get a punt too high, if you've got the wind at your back, because it's going to take it and blow it who knows where. And that's one of the other things. The wind is kind of swirling a little bit, but it tends to be more from the southeast side of the field to the northwest side of the field. So it's kind of a cross, but definitely.
The wind is coming in from the open end of this field, so that's the positive. It was coming straight from the west where the stadium is, or from the northwest where you've got the natural bowl here. It does swirl, but coming from the open end of the stadium, it pushes. Here's a handoff to Williams, and he'll go down right away, just shy of the 25, up to the 24. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10. By the way, those of you joining us on the broadcast, I'm Jimmy Kusko alongside Wally Trouton. Thank you for joining us today. We do have some people braving the elements here, but we know a lot of people tuned in and watching, sometimes with a multi-TV setup like Wally Wabash Scott over there. We got the TV screen today. We're not even on a tablet. We're on the TV today, Wally, in that setup.
You're kidding me.
Here's the rollout for St. John. Hand in his face. He'll loft it up, and it's incomplete. looking over on the left side, kind of a flood route over there on the play. Incomplete, and 3rd and 10 now coming up for Alma.
Well, there was some pressure coming on him as well, so he didn't have an opportunity to, if you could set up in this, he didn't get a chance to.
Forecast today called for a foot of snow, and I think we're well on our way to that. 3rd and 10 from their own 24. And National Weather Service forecast put 10 to 14 over the Platteville area. Back to throw is St. John, and he'll just pop fly this one out of the backfield. It's caught, and they're going to get a first down out of it with a nifty move to accelerate forward and pick up the first down. Great play made by Alma and Tommy Boyd.
You know, I want to give credit to say that it was a great job setting up the blocking on that, but sometimes in this weather, it's kind of an accident.
Hand it off to the left, and they'll finally catch up to the running back as they will get it to Williams for a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 coming up for Alma. One of many games being played in the snow. All of Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan being blanketed in snow today as Williams puts his head down, runs into a pile. Elijah Krantz and others will keep him shy of a first. It'll be 3rd and 1 from the 45-yard line, which is down there somewhere underneath the snowpack.
Well, at least they shoveled that spot off a little.
Just shy of the logo. They're going to hand it, and Williams will stretch with that second effort. He's got the first. Up to the 46, first down, Alma.
And I'll tell you what, he didn't get it by a whole lot, but he didn't have to get it by a whole lot, just enough to get the ball over there. And the official on this side could see it and immediately started pointing.
When they make substitutions, of course, it gives each team a chance. They get to rest for a second to make the substitutions, and now we're good to go. So if the offense substitutes, they have to allow the defense to do that as well. Handoff going this time to Morgan, who crashes his way forward. And again, a swarm of orange will catch up to it, but not before he gets in the Pioneer territory down to the 47-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 4.
And we have a Pioneer that's slow getting up.
So we do have an injury on the field. 9:46 to go in the second quarter. Alma leading 7-3. Gives us a chance to look at some of the game stats in this one. So far, Alma and Platteville have stayed to the ground for the most part. Pioneers have completed just 4 passes so far in the game. Alma has completed 2, although both of them big passes to get them deep into Pioneer territory. 18 rushes for 59 yards for the Scots. Platteville has run it 13 times for 62 yards, and you would expect that these teams are going to keep it pretty well on the ground. Platteville going 2-1 rush the pass, and Alma so far almost 4-1.
Looks like that's Krantz that's coming back off to the side.
So they'll tend to him on the sideline. And now 2nd and 4 for Alma. An H-back on the right side of the line. Morgan will get the carry. He's got the first. As he backs his way across the 45 down to the 43. And a first down for Alma.
It's one of the things that seeing on the field, looking at players from each team helping each other up, it's a lot of mutual respect that you're seeing here.
Well, you're also, I think in a way, the more you can reach out and hold on to another person, it's warmth too.
Yeah, well, there is that.
2 receivers top of the screen. They'll hand it, and this play is not going very far as the Pioneers sold out on the run, and they are going to stop this play. This carry by Morgan doesn't go very far. Williams will check back in on 2nd and 10.
Well, there was some good pressure from the edge that helped to get closed down to create more of an issue for being able to get any yardage.
From the Pioneers 43, since the numbers are hard to read, they have 2 receivers stacked on the top. They're going to hand it to Williams, who slipped at the start of it, stays going, and then he is taken down as the Pioneers hang on, and it is Donovan Nedelkov getting him for no gain.
That was a good solid tackle coming in. You got a couple of Pioneers that get a hole low, and then another guy comes back in and is able to take him backwards.
3rd and 10 at the 43 of Platteville. 2 receivers stacked to the left, 1 to the right. H-back on the right side of the formation. Williams to the left of St. John, who's back to pass. Good protection, throws left. The defensive back slips, so did the receiver. It's incomplete. Looking over on the left side, trying to find Poff, but he slipped. The defensive back slipped. It's incomplete, and now Alma is huddling on the sideline. Looks like they're going to kick this one away.
And that's going to be a challenge, again, punting into the wind that they'll have to deal with.
They're going to be punting from near the logo. Bryce Kempf, senior out of Traverse City, Michigan. No stranger to snow, I'm sure. Traverse City, of course, Lower Peninsula, but north in that peninsula.
They catch lake effect snow there pretty good.
Oh yeah, this is probably summertime in Traverse City. Here's the punt. Low sidewinder, not going to be returnable unless it bounces right to Burnett. It's going to roll all the way to the 1, and he slid as he had it, and now they're saying down at the 1. My goodness, he slid with the ball into the end zone, but they're going to say he had it, and he has it down. I mean, you can't walk it down there and set it any closer to the goal line.
No, you can't.
Woo!
Well, fans, you can now access the official NCAA digital game program on your mobile device free of charge. Visit ncaa.com/game programs for an inside look at today's championship.
42-yard punt to
Into the
the
wind.
1 foot line.
Well, they got a good roll, about nice bounce and a nice roll.
They set the ball down thinking they had it on the hash, and then they kicked away some snow and realized that wasn't the hash mark. So here I would expect the Pioneers to just try to run it out of the end zone and just give themselves enough room, set up a play. Play clock had an issue. Now we're good to go as it's running at 20. And now we're good to go. 7:51 second quarter. Alma leading 7-3. Platteville gets set out of their own end zone. They go empty. Alma's got 4 across and showing a blitz right up the middle. They blitz as Uselding will throw across the middle. It's up and it's caught at the 30-yard line. First down, Pioneers on a great grab into the air for Platteville. What a catch made. And it'll be a first down, Platteville.
Well, that was Sicey that he had just a nice slant pattern from that outside receiver, and really a nice job making sure he caught the ball.
Tell you what, Traverse Sicey, all conference this year, stepped up after all the injuries Platteville has had at wide receiver as a senior come into his own this year. Handoff off the right side, bulldozing his way forward as it'll be Burnett back there picking up 8 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 2.
It's one of the things that he's one of those players that when he's running through the line, he's running in little bitty steps. That might be an advantage here.
See, the grounds crew has gotten most of the lines cleared off on the field through the never-ending snowfall here. The snow is supposed to pick up in the second half, believe it or not. It's covered all of the palm trees here in southwestern Wisconsin. Play action. Selding steps up in the pocket, moves around, jukes his way forward, has a first down. That's something that he didn't do a lot early in the year, but Selding, as the season has worn on, has become an effective runner as well. He's across the 40 to the 41. First down, Platteville.
Well, a couple of the other guys that have come in and played quarterback have done that as well, and he's been doing it more since a couple of times when he's had to be out.
Yeah, Casimino and Sullivan, who will come in at quarterback. That's something they've done over the years, is work in multiple quarterbacks. But Celtics done such a good job both throwing and running. Hard to take him off the field. Here's Gavrick in motion. Back to throw. Selding, plenty of time, throws off his back foot. And he's going to be incomplete, looking for Sicey, overshot him. I don't know if the wind got it. He didn't look comfortable throwing there.
Well, yeah. It didn't look like anyone was comfortable in that situation. You're kind of slipping and sliding as you're trying to throw the ball and as you're trying to make your cut onto a pattern. Makes it tough, obviously.
Well, you're throwing off your back foot, the wind blowing the way it is in the snow. There's no way that pass is getting completed on target. I'm allowed to make puns, by the way. ESPN, if you're watching. There's more of that coming. Two receivers left, one to the right. As the Pioneers go with Burnett in the backfield. See the H motion there. He slipped and almost fell. And Burnett's going to have a full head of steam off the right before he's upended across midfield, down to the 46. First down, Platteville.
You know, it's nice of them that grounds crew to get those all shoveled off so now we can see where they are. And
The MVP, if we had an MVP of this game, it would be the grounds crew for sure.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind.
Well, I would say it's a tie between the grounds crew and the camera crew, who are currently frozen in place on the roof above us.
Those poor people.
We have just an outstanding group of camera operators, and they are braving the elements here today. 4 receivers set up, empty backfield. Back to throw, Selding steps up under pressure, hit as he throws, incomplete. That time the pocket collapsed on him.
Looking over here for Garvik, but again, like you said, it ended up coming up short. And
be second down and 10. One thing that Platteville has done a great job of this year, they do not give up a lot of sacks this year.
No.
And they haven't for the last few years. Just great work by the line coaches here for Platteville. Their offensive line coaches have done a really good job. Cameron Joseph, one of their line coaches. Brent Allen, of course, the offensive coordinator and line coach. They're going to fake the handoff. Selding pulls, throws, has it completed out on the right side. And look at a couple over there looking like Gavrik over there. I think that's number 7. It's hard to see in the snow. That's 7. That's Gavrik.
Yeah, he's brought it all the way down just inside the 40-yard line.
44 catches this year coming in for Gavrik, who got, it was 16 in really his breakout game early in the year against Stevens Point. He had a monster game after all the other receivers for Platteville had gone down. They've had a lot of injuries at the receiver position this year between Stair and Olson and others. They're getting a little healthier as the season progresses. Empty here with 5 wide on 3rd and short. 3rd and about 4 as Selding will set up the screen off the right. They're going to have a first down and more as they pick it up. And yeah, there you go. Pointed out for the first down. That is going to be Carter Stair. The Stair that I mentioned that's out is Garrett Stair. Carter Stair with the grab and a first down for Platteville.
And he's had to fight to get himself playing time because of these other receivers that are in there. You know, and I talked with somebody else that graduated, and he said, his senior year, as he was watching all the freshmen coming in, he said, it's a good thing I came in when I did. I don't know if I could play with these young kids.
Carter Stair's 4th catch of the season right there. Makes it first down and 10 at the 31 in this NCAA playoff game. Off to the right, the ball is caught and spun down to the 25. The Pioneers will pick up positive yardage. It'll be second and short.
Well, they moved the ball quite a ways from to being down on their 1-yard line.
Yeah, this drive started on their own 1. That was the 9th play of the drive, 10th play upcoming here on 2nd and 4 from the 25. Ball is on the Alma 25, going into the north end zone, wind at the back of Selding and the Pioneers offense. Play action. Selding throws, caught to the right, first down, Platteville, as they have gone to the air on this drive, and it is paying off on all these short passes. That time, Gavrik again.
And you know, it's a miracle he was able to get to it because he was slipping and sliding over there and still able to get to the ball.
Down to the 16, first and 10, Platteville. Looking to take the lead with 2:40 to go until halftime. They get the 2-minute break, still have all 3 of their timeouts. Play action again, looking for the end zone, and it's incomplete. Just missing the outstretched hands of Sicey. And it'll be second down and 10 from the 16.
I like the call. Be right there to get him, crossing all the way across the field. You really put a challenge on a defensive back to stay with him.
I would say they're going into the snowier end, but I think both ends are snowier now.
Well, the only place that isn't as snowy is where they've tromped it down.
It is second and 10 at the 16 for Platteville. Playing in a winter storm here in this second round tournament game. Selding throwing across the middle. It is caught, and it'll be goal to go for Platteville on the slant. And Platteville will have it at the 1. Big time grab right there.
Oh, that was a great catch. But good defense keeping him out of the end zone.
And tell you what, they've done a good job in defense too. It's got to be incredibly difficult as a defensive back trying to turn on a ball, change direction. We get to the 2-minute break with the score 7-3 Alma, but Platteville goal to go at the 1. And we know the Pioneers have a lot of goal to go formations, so we'll see what they draw up here. But goal to go for the 1, I imagine we're going to see a run player too.
Game day for D3 Way is focused on improving the behavior and decorum of all fans at athletic events around the country and ensuring that Division III student athletes have a rewarding experience through the program. Division III institutions will be assisted in providing exceptional levels of guest services that are consistent throughout the membership. To learn more about Game Day the D3 Way, visit ncaa.org/D3. Experience the difference. And I talk about the idea of D3 sports in general, and to me it's about as pure of athletics as you can get at the collegiate level, because it's unencumbered by so many other things that you put up with both D1 and D2 level. Granted, there isn't as much money for the players, but you know what? Most of them are here for the education anyway.
I think a lot of them are here for the beautiful weather. This is, by the way, not typical of Wisconsin in November. Normally it's sunny. We've got the sandy beaches here in southwestern Wisconsin at UW-Platteville. We talked about having palm trees in the end zone.
Well, look at him back over there behind the flags.
Yeah, I mean, normally those are palm trees. We just put in pine trees for the aesthetic today, because Christmas is coming up.
Well, yeah.
So for those of you watching and you're watching from afar, considering going to school here, don't worry, the snow is not normal.
And all of it, we could talk about some of the other things, the yucca plants that are around. There's some of the cactus.
I saw a cactus on the way in, so.
We don't have any swirl cactus here because we're not in Arizona.
That's true. But it is normally very balmy in late November in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Well, that's why we wear beige orange T-shirts when we're hunting.
First and goal from the 1 for Platteville as they're going to pack them in tight. Burnett is the running back. Out of this packed-in formation, they got a couple of running backs back there. Selding. They're waiting for the snow shovelers to get off the field. Now we can play.
They're moving a little slow, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, it's cold. Selding goes in under center. They'll motion a man to the left. They'll turn. They'll give Burnett off the left side, stretching for the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Platteville. Swing the axe on a 1-yard touchdown dive, and the Pioneers take a 9-7 lead with 1:55 to go in the second quarter.
I just got to see something out there from one of the Pioneer players that I haven't seen in at least a year. They scored. He grabbed a pile of snow and threw it in the air.
Well, I say swing the axe. Swing the snow shovel today. Going to need it to clear off a spot for the point after by Mobley.
Well, good he's got gloves on his hands to help with that.
Full extension of the flags blowing into this end zone. So with the wind, this is a low kick. And it gets through as the ball gets stuck halfway up the hill and makes it 10-7 Platteville over Alma with 1:55 to go in the second quarter of this second round game in the 2025 NCAA Division III Football Championship.
Do you plan to play college sports? Well, if you so, visit the NCAA.org, play college sports, to learn more about NCAA eligibility requirements. And that's one of the things that, parents should really be involved in paying attention to what some of these rules are. High school coaches have to do that because of any of their players being recruited. They're looking at it, whether it's D3, D1, D2, NAIA, whatever it is. You have to really pay attention to what all of these rules are. And it's just easier if the parents are aware of them.
So Alma's going to have 3 timeouts to go however far they need to. Field goal to tie, touchdown to lead here before the break. Teams will get a chance to warm up for 20 minutes at halftime, and we're expecting more snowfall in the second half. It's supposed to snow pretty continuously through the evening. In fact, to the point that Alma got to Dubuque last night after practicing in Madison yesterday at Camp Randall Stadium, which is the home of the Wisconsin Badgers. Ball blew off the tee. They got to reset it here. And they are planning on staying again tonight, as many of the roads going to the east, the direction of the storm, are impassable. They're advising people to stay off the roads if you don't have to be on them. Now, the snow has died down from where it was earlier in the quarter, but it is supposed to pick up in the second half. Mobley to kick it off for Platteville. End over end kick, going to be returnable. From the right side, this will be taken by McNiff. And he's going to be spun down and stopped at the 25.
I wonder, did the wrestling coaches get a good view of that?
Yeah, you know, they have a couple of meets next week here in Platteville. I think they might want to do some recruiting.
I mean, that looked like a pretty doggone good takedown.
I mean, that is an easy 2 points right there.
No, wait a minute. You know, I used to do this when I was coaching, and you do this. You know, when you're looking for somebody to be a cornerback, don't you look for somebody that is a good wrestler with that double leg takedown? 1st
and 10. Alma on their own 25-yard line. They're going to give to Williams off the left, and Platteville's there to stop him. So a whole swarm of orange in there again. You maybe lose half a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10 as they let the clock run here. Alma has all of its timeouts, and they are a team that runs tempo, so nothing new for them running a 2-minute drill.
No.
They did defer on the coin toss, so they do get the ball to start the third quarter. So not a lot of urgency here as they're checking the sideline for a play. They may be just trying to run this half out, too. Because at this point, they have 13 on the play clock. Whatever this play is, it involves a lot of hand motions. With 5 on the play clock, St. John will hand it. And the run goes right for a couple of yards as a lineman lands on top of the back of the running back.
And there is a timeout.
It'll be 3rd and 5. Alma will use a timeout. Not sure who the timeout is. The official's microphone is not doing the thing.
Well, maybe it got snow caught in it.
So we will figure out who the timeout is for here in just a second.
Alma called it. I say they did take it off or no, they didn't.
They weren't able to call it. They added a timeout to Platteville. Platteville on the scoreboard has 4 timeouts remaining, and Alma has 3, which doesn't make that's.
No, we have to watch out for these guys running the clock. You know, we can harass them over there, and all of a sudden.
Well, we can't hear anything because the microphones are reverbing in the stadium, which we've had an issue with that this year. They have not listed the timeout in the live scoring either, so we're going to call it an Alma timeout, and we'll correct ourselves if we're wrong. So
we know they're down to 2.
I mean, Platteville could be thinking timeouts here on 3rd and 5 to try to get the ball back.
After the timeout, ball at the 30-yard line is 3rd down.
So they have apparently 4 timeouts left for Platteville on the scoreboard, which isn't right. 3rd and 5. St. John back to throw. Lots of time, now less time. Steps up and throws off his back foot. It's up for grabs, tipped, and it is incomplete. There were 3 orange jerseys in the vicinity, and it is incomplete as it was deflected, and it'll be 4th down, and the clock stops at 52 seconds. Platteville will have the wind at their back, and I guess 4 of its timeouts.
However many timeouts
They've
have
got
left.
multiple timeouts remaining.
More than 1.
And they go right to left, and you see Burnett moving up, knowing that he's got to punt into the wind, and the return games are adjusting to this high snap caught, and the punt is away high, short, not going to be returned. They're going to let this one fall. Platteville will get it at the 39 after it takes an Alma roll. 41 seconds to go until halftime. Platteville now has 3 timeouts on the board. They took 1 away. They don't have 4 anymore.
They were able to get it to work. We've been sitting over there almost like he's beating on the clock board.
Yeah, the timeout was not listed in the live stats, but I want to say it was Alma, so we're just going to go with that.
Yep.
And we couldn't hear it from the official, and he didn't motion to the side of the timeout. So all of the systems failed on figuring that part of it out. But we do know this. Platteville has 61 yards to go to pay turf to try to add to the lead here before the break. Alma will get the ball to start the second half.
Oh, well, we got a lot of receivers lined up to go out.
We do got confirmation of the timeout. We'll get you that for this play. As Selding's going to throw out of the receiver screen to Stair. Stair bounces off a would-be tackler, gets ridden down to the 45. He's tackled inbounds, and Platteville's got to get on the ball quickly if they want to move. The timeout was taken by Platteville earlier, so they have 2 remaining. Selding with 20 seconds. They got to hurry if they want to get a playoff here. Selding back to throw. Throws it to the near side behind his receiver, incomplete. 11 seconds to go in the half for Platteville. 3rd and 4 coming up. It was Platteville who took the timeout. They have 2 remaining. Alma still has all 3. So we did get confirmation on that.
3rd and 4 from the 45.
Well, we got confirmation.
This is when you know sign language and you can just go to the guys next to you and just ask.
Well, there is that.
They have to understand sign language, but
Well, depends on...
we did get it confirmed. It is confirmed now on the scoreboard, too. So Platteville has 2 timeouts remaining and 11 seconds to go till halftime. Empty backfield for Selding, who will try to get the first down and then line up maybe a Hail Mary play. He's going to throw it deep down the right. It's too high on the ladder. Looking on the right side for...
Is that Douglas? No.
I'm going to say
Tolsrud?
I think it was Matthew Nice.
Yes, it is.
The freshman who played at River Ridge, the former Timberwolf, went up. Couldn't get it, so it'll be 4th and 4 with 4 seconds to go. And Platteville, well, if they run a play here, it should run out the half. Just can't afford to turn it over quickly or have a bad snap. That's what you want to avoid here.
No, exactly.
A bad snap here would give the Scots a chance at a play for the end zone from midfield into the wind, but still. And Alma is in prevent defense. 4th down, but 4 seconds to go in the half. Selding back to throw, 3-man rush, prevent defense on. Selding will throw a dart. It is going to be caught. Broke 1 tackle, broke 2, and not all 3 of them. As he'll get down to the 23, got a face full of snow after the catch. And that will be the end of the first half here in Platteville. It is the second round of the 2025 Division III Football Championship, and your halftime score is Platteville 10 and Alma 7. You are watching the 2025 NCAA Division III Football Championships.
The Alma Scots, 7.
At UW-Platteville, our online master's programs are flexible, affordable, and built for working professionals. You've got goals and a busy life. You don't have to choose between the two. Tailor your degree to fit your career path. From our halls to your home, you'll join a supportive community that helps you achieve more with faculty who bring real-world experience into every classroom. Balance life, advance your career with UW-Platteville.
A close-knit community with a global outreach, higher education with a down-to-earth mindset, a small campus with enormous opportunities. At Alma College, no matter which direction you go, you'll find only one approach to education, one that's all yours. We're here to help you uncover your purpose, and then we nurture it, fuel it, and turn it into something real. This is your chance to not just learn a subject, but to live it. Head first, hands-on, all in. And most importantly, all yours. Start your journey today at alma.edu.
You're more than a number on a jersey or a name on a roster, and your value isn't just based on the points on a scoreboard. Because at Alma College, it's bigger than the game. Each time you train and compete, you're building a discipline and grit that translates into lifelong success. While we strive for competitive excellence, we also help you discover your unique strengths, skills, and passions. And your supportive community of Scots will stand by you in and out of the field of competition. On your team, by your side, all yours. Learn more at alma.edu/athletics.
Ready to start your future? At UW-Platteville, you'll do more than memorize facts. You'll learn by doing. From day one, you'll work with professors who know your name and want you to succeed. You'll get real-world experience that makes you career-ready when you graduate. And with one of the best returns on investment in Wisconsin, you can launch your career without a mountain of debt. Find your future. You belong at UW-Platteville.
Welcome back here to Pioneer Stadium. We're going to look at some of the first play half-out highlights as we go through the scores and stats as it stands here at the break on a very snowy afternoon here in southwestern Wisconsin. So we are going to start with our scoreboard. We're looking in the bottom left bracket of the scoreboard. Of course, here it's 10-7 Platteville leading Alma. La Crosse and Hope in a good one late in the fourth. La Crosse with the lead at Hope right now over in Michigan. Snowy there as well. It is River Falls of the WIEC leading Chapman. That's in a different part of the bracket as River Falls up 20-7 up at Raymer Field. On the other side, the matchup on the other side of ours, Platteville and Alma, it is Bethel all over Co 30-7 just before halftime in that matchup. So with Bethel leading, Bethel will host the winner of this game. If that score were to hold, Bethel winning that game means that they would host next week against either Platteville and Alma. The other side, the top left of the bracket, has North Central leading Hanover 10-0, and again, La Crosse leading Hope 9-7. Let's take a look at the stats here at halftime. As you would expect, a lot of rushing attempts in this game so far, as Platteville has 17 carries for 87 yards, Alma 23 carries for 68 yards, but the difference so far has been the fact that Platteville's been able to go to the air as they have completed 12 passes for 122 yards. Christian Gavrick leading the way with 5 catches for 68. Touchdowns by Eddie Williams of Alma and Trevor Burnett of Platteville in this game, and a field goal by Mobley. Those are your scoring plays. Platteville has dominated time of possession, 18:37 to 11:23. In the second half, it'll be Alma, the Scots, to receive the kickoff, and that'll be coming your way here in just a few seconds as you are watching the 2025 NCAA Division III Championships right here.
Coca-Cola. And to our corporate sponsors, Buffalo Wild Wings, Buick, Geico, Great Clips, Home Depot, Intuit.
Welcome back here to Pioneer Stadium, Butch Lytle Field, the second half of this 2025 NCAA Football Championship second round game about to begin. The other games in action on the bottom left of the D3 bracket, one has gone final. La Crosse goes on the road and defeats Hope 9-7. So the WIAC 1-0 so far today. Here, Platteville leading Alma 10-7. On the other side of this bracket at the break, Bethel leads Co 30-7. If that score holds, Bethel will host the winner of this game a week from today at noon in Minnesota. Right here, it'll be Platteville kicking off to Alma. Alma will be returning with the wind at their back, so Platteville kicking into the wind. As you can see by the kick return alignment, they are expecting a short kickoff with the returners up at the 10.
Well, if you get the ball up in the air at all, the wind just drives it right straight down into the ground.
I think they would take ground over what we got here, which is snow. In a winter storm warning here today, grounds crew doing a tremendous job keeping as much of the field clear as possible. Expecting 10 to 14 inches of snow today in southwestern Wisconsin. Here's a high end over end kickoff. You see the wind push it down, caught at the 14-yard line and tripped up in the snow. The return by Seiler is going to be stopped short of the 20.
Excellent tackle, open field on the returner.
In an actual snowstorm here today, it's not hyperbole. The winter storm warning is in effect in this part of, well, pretty much the whole Midwest today.
Pretty much.
Stretching from right now, the snow stretches all the way into the Dakotas and Nebraska, all the way to Michigan. So snow pretty much covering the Midwest today. And we're right in the thick of it. 10 to 14, locally higher, depending on where you're at. Here's a pop pass to the right, incomplete as the ball came out. On St. John's pass to the right, it'll be second down and 10 as St. John's pass is was in the hands for a second over there and then popped out.
Yeah, that just says the case that I don't think it was because of the tackle. I think it was more just because of the cold and the snow.
Each team coming out of the locker rooms with the adjustments made. Williams stutter steps, good patience there by the runner to get it up around the 28-yard line, makes it a manageable 3rd and 4.
And again, you do see that he is a top running back. And we said that at the onset of the game.
He is closing in on 1,500 yards rushing on the year, 1,468 on the year through halftime. And he's going to go around the left side, going nowhere as the Pioneers come up with a big stop. And in there to make the play is Harrison Meyer, the all-conference safety, a junior out of Orland Park, Illinois, with a big stop for a loss.
You know, there's an awful lot of players on the Pioneer team that have really earned some awards, and I mean earned them, and Harrison Meyer is one of them.
So a punt with the wind. Burnett back to return. Burnett's got the Pioneer touchdown today on a 1-yard dive in the second quarter to take the lead.
That pretty much was a dive away. He had to attack the line of scrimmage.
This is he kind of just chip shot at this one. Spiraling punt caught by Burnett. Now tries to change direction, and now finally moves forward with the momentum. Snow wasn't letting him accelerate right there, kind of spinning his wheels at the 30. Gets it up to the 32. More importantly, he caught the punt in this stuff, and it'll be 1st and 10, Platteville at their own 32.
Traction's kind of is at a premium in this field. And again, we're going to talk about the grounds crew. They are the most valuable players of the game already.
Yeah, tied with the camera operators, obviously. Camera operators are going to get the nod because they're not in a heated part of this press box.
No, not at all.
Neither are we. We've got the window open in here.
Well, that's because we're
We've got
hardy.
the snowflakes on the broadcast gear. It's good for the broadcast
Well,
gear.
we're hardy. We can handle it.
Bolton in the backfield behind you. Selding claps his hands and hands it off the left side. He'll pick and choose. Now bursts up the left side, stays on his feet before he is caught for an 11-yard pickup and a 1st down. Platteville up to the 43.
You know, I was going to say a Pioneer was having trouble getting up, and it was a trouble getting up because he kept slipping on the snow.
I'm waiting for the Snow Angel celebration. That hasn't happened yet in the game. That's on my bingo card.
Are you going to do it?
What's that? Well, I?
Yeah, you go out and do it.
I will do it, yes. Absolutely.
I'll try to get up here so I can get a good picture of it.
There's still some snow in the bleachers here. I think I can do it. I can get back up here to call the rest of the game. 2 receivers each side now for Bolton. And Selding, the quarterback, who will throw it to the near side. Caught by Sicey, who slips as he catches the ball. He's going to have the forward progress ahead of the 45, up to the 46. It'll be 2nd and 7.
And again, good job catching the ball, but again, traction is at such a premium here. You just can't get going once you've made a catch or you've broken through the line.
Just feel like the big play of this game is going to happen when a defender slips on a special teams or a pass play. And the more you work you put that pressure on the back end of the defense, the more that's likely to happen. Is the change of direction is going to be so hard for both of these teams. Empty backfield, H-back on the left side of this formation. Bolton is split out wide to the left, and they're going to throw to him, and he'll go up, and he'll catch it falling down into Scott's territory to the 35, 1st down, Platteville.
But no one was covering him off the line of scrimmage, and they were playing him way back off, and he just took it.
Bolton was wide, as you said. He came out of the backfield and lined up at split end. And they just toss it to him. Little pitch and catch.
Both of them comes back out. And we're going with empty backfield again.
Empties again as they bring Crandall in at receiver. At the 35 going in for Platteville. Throwing the ball well despite the conditions and going into the wind here. Selding looking to run. Puts his head down and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Not too much more there.
Well, looking downfield, he didn't have anywhere to throw the ball. Everyone was covered. So pretty good job on coverage on that one.
Well, if you're looking at the flags in the south end zone, fully extended to the north, they are going into the face of this storm. As the wind and the snow are blowing right in their face right here.
And Parker Douglas back in the game as Crandall came back out.
So 2nd and 10, Platteville at the 35, play clock at 15. It's a turf surface underneath all this snow. Here's the handoff, which explains why it can be so slippery. Around the left end, positive yards, not able to turn it on the corner. It is instead just got on his ice skates and went out of bounds at the 30. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Those are things on a dry, nice field. He's been able to turn up the sideline and gain quite a few more yards, but that isn't going to happen today.
Alma, the Scots, in the whites with maroon numbers. Platteville in the orange with white helmets, which you can sort of see through this driving snow. As they go left to right on 3rd and 5 from the 30, leading 10-7 here in the 3rd quarter. Selding getting the play call. They're going to send the receiver further to the outside. And they're going to throw on the slant high for Sicey, who takes a shot on a high pass, incomplete. And now on 4th and 5, Platteville is going to go for it here. I don't see why. Well, maybe not.
Yeah, I think
they are, yeah, because that's Burnett coming out there, Bankston as well. So they've got a bunch of running backs out there now. On 4th and 5 from the 30, it's not a punt, it's not a field goal.
You know, one of the things I've noticed in this game, you see it a lot in high school games, and quite often university level, wide receivers looking at the official for a judgment on am I offside, because you can't see everything.
Wind is swirling along with the snow. We have whistles and
timeout Platteville.
Timeout Platteville, the microphone not working. We're not going to try to bring you that audio. That sounded terrible. Platteville uses its first timeout with 9:47 to go in the 3rd, leading 10-7. Play clock was starting to wind, and, well, on 4th and 5, didn't have the look they wanted with the 2 running backs in. Platteville has converted already on 4th down in this game. Just looking again at scores around the nation real quick. On the other side of the bracket, it is a 3rd quarter score. Bethel leading Co 30-7. North Central leading Hanover 10-7. La Crosse beating Hope earlier today. River Falls ahead of Chapman 34-7. And DePaul leading Whitewater in the 3rd 10-7. A lot of low scoring games, as you might imagine with all the snow here in the Midwest, Wally.
Yeah.
Visibility getting low out there. You can't see the road behind the field right now.
No, you can't.
1 receiver to the right, 2 receivers to the left. On 4th and 5 for Selding. Receiver in motion across to the right. Looking, Selding, he's looking to run. Gets past one wave and he can't get past the second. He is taken down by Jack Anderson. It's a turnover on downs, and Alma will take over on their own 31, 1st and 10.
I like what they were trying to do. There just wasn't quite enough room for him to sneak through to get the 1st down. So now it's up to the Pioneer defense to come back through again if they want to get a stop here. And Alma needs to get something going offensively. They need to score.
10-7 Platteville leading Alma. Alma with 3 receivers to the left. And they'll throw the bubble screen to Poff, who will catch it. And with a good dart there on the acceleration as he caught it and made a great move to get forward for 4 or 5 yards. 2nd and 6, Alma back on the ball.
Pretty good job defensively as well.
He's able to give Williams up the right. Big holes. He gets up the middle, and he is ridden down across the 40 up to the 45. As 2 Pioneers rode him like a plastic sled down the hill. He picked up about 4 extra yards on that move, and it's 1st down, Alma. They're going to keep it with St. John, and St. John broke through 1, but not through 2, and he'll be stopped for no gain just shy of the 45. It'll be 2nd down, Alma.
Yeah, and that's exactly no gain, right? He just got to the line of scrimmage and nothing else.
St. John has only a couple of carries now at negative yardage. He got hit me on the line earlier. Here, he keeps the ball and gets blasted. He is taken down in a hurry as the Pioneers defense able to catch up to him. Logan Drone getting in there.
He might have gotten a yard on that.
3rd down and 9 ahead of the 45 for Alma. Tight end and an H-back in this formation for Williams. Back to throw, St. John has plenty of time. Throws it down the right sideline. Wide open and caught. Sliding down to the 20. It is a 1st down, Alma, with the catch well downfield. It is Poff. Can't pick up there of 20 or 35. 33 officially. And it's a pass play. St. John looking off the right side. Same route and a great play to knock it away at the last possible second by the Pioneers. It'll be 2nd down and 10. That was a touchdown if that ball wasn't deflected. What a play.
Excellent defensive play.
Carter Contreras with the PBU. Ball's at the 22, 2nd and 10. That was the go-ahead score.
Heavier snow now again.
It was supposed to pick up in the second half around 1:32 o'clock, and that's where we're at. Snowfall rates over an inch per hour now as Williams slipped, fell, and gets stopped right by the line of scrimmage. Pioneers defense able to catch him. 3rd and 10 coming up now for Alma.
Well, it's a big play for both teams right here.
Might be a little too far for a field goal. They have the wind at their back. It's just tough to kick out of any of this. Lots of the field. There's at least an inch of snow on parts of the field right now. And so far, about 3 inches has fallen in Platteville, expecting 10 to 14 today. And a lot of it's going to fall in the next 4 or 5 hours. They're going to swing out the pass to the right, broke one tackle, and not the second, as a couple of other Pioneers get up to make the stop. Ball is down to the 20, and now it'll be 4th down Alma. So that they kick for a tie, or do they go for it on 4th and try to get the first and then eventually take the lead? It looks like they're going to go for a tie as Jace Heck will try a field goal. And from here, it's going to be about a 37-yard attempt.
It looks like that Sam Couch.
Actually, not Heck kicking. They got their kickoff specialist out there. This is Will Soulier. So Soulier is going to try this one, not Heck.
Sam Couch is out for the hold.
Soulier off the right hash mark, a 37-yard attempt in the driving snowstorm. Kick is up, and this is no good.
Wide left.
And that'll keep the score 10-7. Platteville with 6:17 to go in the 3rd quarter. As a special teams coach, I can tell you this. A 37-yard field goal is hard enough, but if you add multiple inches of snow, wind, cold to it, boy, that's tough.
Well, especially, when you've got players that are used to making those kinds of kicks on normal circumstances.
Yeah, and here in Platteville, when it's normally late November, it's 70 and sunny,
Yeah.
It never snows in Wisconsin.
Well,
ever.
it's always nice when they bounce off the palm trees.
I was looking for the coconut tree on my way up here, in fact, and unfortunately, the surprise snowstorm got us. 2 receivers to the right. They're going to hand off the left, and a quick little burst here for the Pioneers. Not sure of the runner. I don't think that was Bothan. Maybe it was Bothan. It's hard to tell. Yeah, it was Bothan. Bothan's still out there. They've been rotating in the backs quite a bit, and they do rotate here, so they will bring in a different running back for this play.
It's getting to a point it's almost easier if I put on binoculars.
I'm glad those work for you. They don't work for me.
Well, they're not easy.
2nd down and 7. If only we had like the Madden style broadcast with the names over the players here. They are going to hand it for a few yards up the middle. Going to make it 3rd and 4. Pick up to the 26. Both in with a couple more yards. And 3rd and 4 coming up now for the Pioneers.
So right now, you're looking at this, probably maybe a bigger play for the Pioneers than it is for Alma right at this particular point, just simply because if you don't get it, you're kicking into a nasty wind.
Well, nasty wind and a whole lot of snow coming down. This is the heaviest it's been this game. And now the blowing snow is starting to take effect as well. It is swirling as well. It's blowing into the wind is where they would kick it, but in the stands here, it's actually starting to swirl. They'll throw the pass. It's a wheel route, and it is caught. Hanging on with a diving catch through the snow is Trevor Seisey. The former Belleville Wildcat has it up to the 32 and a first down, Platteville.
Nice job. He came across in motion from this near side, and then on the point of the snap, made the cut upfield.
A lot of the fans here in full-on snowsuits. They've been sitting here in the snow and the cold. To pick up off the left side of a few for the Pioneers. They've been sitting, and like it's only been this third quarter, and a lot of them have been sitting and not moved. The snow was starting to pile on top of them is how much was coming down.
Well, hopefully they shake their head to shake it off. Otherwise, I'd be a little worried about them. You don't want anyone to get frozen under, though.
Second down and 8 from their own 34. Platteville lines up and going into the wind and into the snow, which is really starting to come down now. It was supposed to get heavier here in the second half, and it is. Selding turns, throws out of the backfield, and it is Bothan who is going to push his way towards the 6. I think he's going to be just short of it. He's ahead of the 40 to the 41. 3rd and 1 coming up for Platteville.
But again, pretty good effort on that. Nice throw. Put it right where he can catch it, and then turn the ball upfield.
You throw it in those spaces where it's manageable. The wind can't really get it. You know, it's going side to side. There's no defensive backs there that can charge in and get it. And here the Pioneers sub in an extra lineman. They're looking to go power here on this play as they get Cohen Full out there, Dubuque, Iowa senior. You got a little bit of beef in this play on 3rd and 1, shy of midfield. And they are going to run power off the left side with the quarterback, and they're going to get it, and then some, carrying it across the logo and across midfield down to the 48. First down, Platteville.
Yeah, great job by the beef on there to help move everything downfield. And you know, when you slip and slide, if you're trying to stop somebody, you just slip and slide with them.
I want to give a shout out to our camera operators. The wind and the snow have picked up so much that the equipment is not exactly cooperating sometimes with it, and they are battling the elements as the football players are.
Hey,
big shout out to our crew because they are doing amazing work right now.
I rank them up with the ground crew.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. They are going to give on the carry here to Bothan, who broke 1 tackle, stays on his feet, tried to escape left pocket, and he gets caught up to ahead of the 45, down to the 42. They're going to spot him at the 43, 2nd and 4 coming up.
Again, pretty good job running. Nice blocking at the point of attack again. And this is one of the things where things start to change. Platteville's offensive line is a little bigger than the defensive line for Alma. And you get to this point in the game, it starts to take a toll.
9th play of the drive coming up here. 2nd and 4 Platteville at the Alma 43. 2 wide to the right. Couple of tight ends in this formation. Selding, play action, throws it to the near side. Gavrick turns, moves up the near sideline, and he's finally taken down as he took Emilio Riley for a ride off the right side, but not before he gets down to the 22 and a first down, Platteville.
You know, I commented, I think the first time we saw him in a game, he really has soft hands. They were able to trap that ball.
95 seconds and counting in the 3rd quarter. 2 receivers left. As the snow falls, the wind flies, temperatures drop, wind chills in the single digits. Selding carries it up the middle and into a pile, and a couple of linemen fall on top. A flag at the end of the play, and it's going to be a holding against Platteville is the call. We have not had many, if any, penalties. None. That's our first penalty of the game.
Yeah, I was going to say. Other than the kickoff that went out of bounds.
That doesn't count as a penalty when you kick it out of bounds. The flag is thrown, but it actually doesn't count as penalty yardage.
Right.
So this is the first penalty of the game, and it's against Platteville, a holding call that'll move it back to the 31.
I'll excuse this one. You're protecting your quarterback.
So 1st and 19. So they got to get to about Galena from here through the snow into the wind. 2 receivers left. Tight end and H-back on the right side of the field. That's the near side. That's where the run is going to go here as Botha breaks 1, spins and nearly got away from 2. He'll pick up 5, and it'll be 2nd down and 14.
And he broke that one. There would have been a lot of running room for him. And normally we would say green, but today it would have been a lot of white in front of him.
The grounds crew between each play have one guy running the sprint across the field with the snow shovels trying to clear off the lines. They're going to get a good run at this here in about 25 seconds. If they run the ball here, it'll be the end of the 3rd quarter, but the Pioneers have 10 on the play clock. They just broke the huddle. So once they line up and go here, should be the last play of the quarter. They're going to fake the toss, rolling out. They're going to set up a screen, and they're going to get it. And Tosterud has it ahead of the 20, down to the 15, to the 14. There is a flag on the play.
Yep.
And there's 2 seconds left in the quarter, so we'll wait to see what the flag is before we wrap up this quarter.
It appears to be an illegal block.
Yeah, it's another penalty against Platteville. So they'll move them back. Still be 2nd down, but it'll be 2nd and long. So take away the pass play for Platteville. And we'll walk it back. I believe off this penalty, they'll wind it down to the end of the 3rd quarter. And we're just going to wait and confirm that before we send it to our break. They haven't walked off the yardage yet.
They did over here. The linesman just walked it off what he thought it was, but
they're confused. You can't really see the yard lines. Now they're going to set it down. So they didn't really lose any yards, and now the quarter ends. At the end of 3, it is Platteville 10 and Alma 7. You are watching the 2025 Division III NCAA Football Championship.
A close-knit community with a global outreach. Higher education with a down-to-earth mindset. A small campus with enormous opportunities. At Alma College, no matter which direction you go, you'll find only one approach to education. One that's all yours. We're here to help you uncover your purpose. And then we nurture it, fuel it, and turn it into something real. This is your chance to not just learn a subject, but to live it. Head first, hands-on, all in. And most importantly, all yours. Start your journey today at alma.edu.
College is one of the biggest investments you'll make. At UW-Platteville, that investment pays off. Your student will learn from faculty who care, in classrooms that prepare them for real careers. They'll be part of a safe, supportive community that helps them grow academically and personally. And with one of the best returns on investment in Wisconsin, they can graduate ready for the future without overwhelming debt. Smart, affordable, UW-Platteville.
and it's very doable.
Welcome back to Pioneer Stadium, the start of the 4th quarter. Platteville 10, Alma 7. 4th quarter about to begin on a snowy, cold, windy southwestern Wisconsin afternoon. No other place you'd rather be than here in Platteville, taking in playoff football. It is the Pioneers with the lead as we begin the 4th quarter. Platteville in this game, 130 rushing yards, 190 passing yards. Believe it or not, in this game, we've had 298 combined passing yards. They are still able to throw the ball despite the winter weather. We've seen a lot of bubble screens and short passes, only a couple really going downfield. Platteville, after a couple of penalties, facing a 2nd and 14 off of their own 26, going in now to the north end zone with the wind at their back. Back to throw. Selding will set up a receiver screen. It's Gabbard. And he'll be caught from behind at about the 17. 3rd and 5 coming up after picking up 9.
Yeah, pretty good shape now. You've got a better shot at a first down, and that's what the Pioneers are hoping for. But again, while before we've had big plays for the Pioneers, now this is a big play for the Scots.
And for Platteville, I don't know that they're close enough that they'd want to think about a field goal here. going into the wind or going with the wind, but with it pushing the ball everywhere, you can't really get a good footing here in the snow either. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Alma showing a blitz off the edge. They do send it. Here's a throw across the middle. The fender fell down. Touchdown walking in for the Pioneers, and a big celebration for Shane Crandall as he hauls it in after the defensive back fell down in the snow, and the Pioneers make it a 2-possession game in the 4th quarter.
We knew this was going to happen somewhere along the line, that you were going to have a receiver slip and fall and with an interception, or a D-back slip and fall, leave a touchdown.
17-yard score for Crandall. Point after by Mobley, who hit a field goal from about the same spot on the field earlier. Hold is made by Jelinek, and it is up and good on a great snap from Kopp. And Mobley bangs it through to make it 17-7. Platteville leading Alma with 14:10 to go in the second round of the Division III NCAA football championship.
Pretty nice drive, getting all the way through and being able to get a score to take a lead. Gain an inside look and behind-the-scenes access to your favorite Division III student athletes, championships, and sports. Follow NCAA Division III on Facebook, Instagram, and X for all of your Division III updates, and join the conversation by using #NC hashtag NCAAD3 and hashtag WHYD3. The reason you got here, I got all these letters I have to read. I'm not used to reading letters.
Shane Crandall, the 17-yard score and a swing of the snow shovel. For Crandall. Gonna need a couple of snow shovels after this one. I actually brought mine into the broadcast booth here because I don't know how I'm getting to my car after this.
I told you, we need to get one of those chutes they have in the airplanes for quick escape.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm worried about. There's no elevator in this press box, so we're kind of stuck up here. I have to make it from here to the basketball venue by 5:45. So.
Well, it's all of maybe a quarter of a mile.
Here's the kickoff from Mobley. Wind at his back. The ball will carry a little bit, but returnable. And the Scots will field it at about the 12. McNiff has it. Gets by the first wave and then gets taken down hard ahead of the 30 to the 35. Great field position here. That was Seiler, by the way, not McNiff with the return. And it'll be first down there for Alma. Well, we talked about it all game. I think the visual effect of all the snow certainly might be a little jarring. You're used to seeing green turf here at Platteville, or really anywhere for football fields that have green turf. But here in the Midwest, a lot of the games that are being played in the snow today, the scores are being suppressed as a result of that. And if you look just in the bottom left bracket that we're in the 3rd quarter, North Central leading Hanover 10-0. La Crosse beat Hope 9-7. The only game with a lot of scoring is up in Minnesota, where there's not as much snow. Bethel leading Co 30-13.
Yeah, that's up on the north side of the Twin Cities. So, they're
getting about an inch of snow today. We're getting a foot-ish. 10 to 14 was the official forecast here. First down play picks up a few. 5-yard pickup. 2nd and 5. St. John to throw. On the run, just whips this one out for Poff, and there's some contact before the ball got there, but it is incomplete. And it'll be 3rd and 5. Looking for Zach Poff, their leading receiver, 36 catches for 847 yards and 11 scores entering play today.
That was the kind of defense that at one time was not legal, because they used to call it face guarding, and now it's okay.
Poff today, 4 catches for 78 yards. So over 900 yards receiving this year. St. John looking for Poff to the left. They'll set up a screen now to the right, and this is Williams. And he breaks a tackle, still on his feet, breaks another tackle. Ball is loose as it's knocked out, and Platteville's going to recover it as Contreras falls on top of it. Carter Contreras with the recovery, and after a big gain by Williams, the Pioneers able to knock it loose and recover the football around their own 30-yard line. Ball spotted at the 31. Platteville will get it first down. We'll see who forced it here. initially after he broke a couple of tackles. It's right there. The fumble was forced on the play, I believe, by Ethan Bodie.
That's what I tell you. It's a big play in this game, and any game that's playing where it's tight because of weather or whatever, anything like that becomes very major.
So on first down, a quick carry off the left side, and the burst will carry it up to the 40-yard line. It'll be just shy of a first. Second and short coming up after the carry by Bothan.
Great block by the H-back that set that play up to get the 9 yards. You know, and that block was right at the point of attack. I believe that was Brady Tolsrud that made that block.
Second and 1. Platteville with the ball and a 10-point lead, under 13 to go in the fourth quarter. They didn't credit anybody with the forced fumble in the stats, but I believe it was Bodie. Here's a carry off the left side, a little shake and bake move right there for Bothan, and he has the first down. Ahead of the 40, up to the 42. So Platteville moving the ball once again after, their scoring drives in this game for each of these teams going into the second half. Every scoring drive had been at least 10 plays.
See, and again, that's that last play. Again, I'm going to give Brady Tolsrud a lot of credit for as many yards as he got.
Here's the snap. He'll swing it out of the backfield too far. Incomplete. Second and 10 coming up. That pass was clearly moving forward. So an incomplete pass on a swing pass to the right.
Well, Sicey was unhappy. It looked like he was unhappy with himself for not being there to catch the ball. But, hey, if it's there, you make the play. If it's not there, you can't.
Yeah, they haven't given a credit for the forced fumble. That's all I'm trying to find it. Who forced it on that play? But it was Contreras who recovered it, giving the Pioneers this possession. Second and 10 approaching midfield. Sicey motioning across, looking to the right, and Uselding is going to slip and fall. So we are going to give a TFL here to Winter.
I wouldn't call that one a TFL. I'd call it an SFL.
Yeah.
Slip.
That would be a SFL, slip and fall.
Well, either way, he went down.
Yeah, it's slippery. It's snowy. It's cold. It's windy. It's all the fun things you enjoy about winter.
Well, there are some nice things about winter. The cold, snow, wind aren't part of it.
Bothan's last carry took him over 100 yards rushing on the game, 16 for 102, but he is out at the moment. Burnett is in on 3rd and 11, timeout Platteville. Pioneers didn't like the look on that 3rd and 11, and they'll spend their second timeout of the second half, leading 17-7 with 11:09 to go in the fourth quarter. Quick check of our scoreboard. It'll start in the bottom left bracket here in Division 3. So North Central leading Hanover 10-0. That's in the third quarter. La Crosse beat Hope 9-7 on the road today. Here, Platteville beat Alma 17-7. And then Bethel leading Co 36-14. That's in the third quarter. We move elsewhere in the bracket, looking at the WIAC schools. You see River Falls leading Chapman 40-7 now. That score is updated. That's at 40-7 in the third quarter. And then the other WIAC team in action is Whitewater. They trailed DePaul at the end of the third quarter, 17-14. A lot of finals also in the books, but those are the ones we are most paying attention to. The 4 WIAC teams in the field right now, 3 of them with leads or have won, and 1 trailing by 3 at the end of 3. Right here, Platteville out in front by 10 with 11:09 to go in the fourth. Very likely that they are on their way to Bethel if they win this game next week, as the Royals are leading the Cohawks 36-14 in the middle of the third quarter. All 5 receivers out for a route here. Uselding throws into a crowd. Receiver slipped, and it goes over the top of Gavrick, and the defense incomplete. And now Yonker is on to punt with the wind at his back on 4th and 11.
Yeah, that was a case. The pass was way overthrown, and really there was no chance for anyone to really make a catch on it. He would have had to have been able to run down a lot further before he went down before he slipped down.
A couple of fans have built a snowman in the stands down here. This isn't good snow like snowman making snow. It's
But I'm
fluffy.
I'm looking forward to your snow angel after the game.
Well, I am in a t-shirt today, so it'll be nice and cold when I do it. Yonker to punt. Great kick. This one's going to get all the way inside the 20. It's going to roll, and it's going to get into the end zone. It hits the snow. Great effort made by the Pioneers trying to save it out, but ball will come out on the touchback, and Alma will take it over as the wind carried the ball all the way through into the end zone, and the Scots will have it with 10:54 to go in the fourth quarter, trailing by 10. So the turnover didn't cost them. The only turnover we've had that hasn't been on downs in this game.
At the 20-yard line.
And that was a fumbled play. The Pioneers were fortunate enough to get.
Alma sends Poff in motion. St. John to throw, looking for Poff off the left side. Ball is up and into the sidelines, incomplete as Poff does a somersault out of bounds. It'll be 2nd and 10. Both teams have been trying that wheel route with varied success, trying to find those sideline plays.
Well, those wheel routes are usually pretty outstanding. It's a matter of, because sometimes they can be real difficult to cover.
Well, also, you got to keep your footing in this stuff.
That's right.
And we've seen that affect, defensive backs on multiple plays, including the Pioneers' last touchdown. They're going to pitch it out to Williams to the near side. Gets sandwiched. Bodie and others there to crunch him. And it'll be 3rd and long.
Very good job getting over there to be able to make the play. And again, that's going through a couple of blockers to take out the running back.
So 3rd down play, 3rd and 9 coming up for Alma on its own 21. The wind picking up. They're driving into the wind here. Pioneers showing a blitz, and they send linebackers up the middle. It forces St. John out, looking to throw. He'll dump it off, and it's going to be well shy of a 1st down. Pass was caught by Williams, but only to the 27. They had to get to the 30. 4th and 3, and decision time now for Alma.
Well, you've got 10 minutes to go, but yet you're down 10 points.
They're going to send on special teams, and they're going to punt. I mean, it'd be different if they were up closer to the 40, but
I'd
on
agree.
your own 27.
That's asking for trouble.
Especially because the Pioneers, and both teams really, have been able to show that they can sustain drives, but the Pioneers' defense forces a 3 and out and should have good field position out of the punt. Burnett is only back to his 40. Punt is from the 27, the line of scrimmage. Low spiraling punt. Going to sit down at the 35, where they'll down it, maybe the 34. And that is where Platteville will have the football, with 9:18 to go in the fourth quarter, leading 17-7.
That's one of the things, in rushing the punter, I was noticing the Pioneers there, it looks like they weren't rushing hard. And it isn't that they're not rushing hard. It's the idea is if we come hard and we don't we can't block it, we're going to hit the kicker. And that you don't need either.
Well, not only that, but, if somebody loses their footing, the punter can take off and run. They only needed 3 yards. So you got to watch for the fake as well, even in that situation. It is the last game of the year for one of these teams, so you're going to see the bag of tricks empty out here in the final 9:18. Double tight end set for Platteville. And the handoff is going to be bounced to the outside on the near side. And Bothan is going to be strung out along the side. A 1-yard pickup, and it'll be 2nd and 9.
There wasn't a whole lot of room to bounce out to.
Covered up pretty much right away, and he goes through the sideline. It's tough on the sideline, too. You see all the guys in the blue jackets on the sideline. They're all trying to stay warm, and all of a sudden you've got the game is moving towards you, and you got to move a bit. It's kind of hard.
Well, you got a few guys out there that probably won't play, and I'd be under one of those jackets, too.
It's always a secret on the sideline and how to stay warm, right? That's always a challenge. We don't play a lot. Selding, play action. Double slants down the middle. Going to throw, and there's a flag as there was a big jersey pull on Gavrick. And this will be the first penalty of the game against Alma. And it's going to give the Pioneers a free first down.
And there were 2 flags on it, so 2 officials are calling the same thing. The interesting thing is had they not done that, it was touchdown.
Yeah, he pulled pretty clearly, tugging on the jersey there. The jersey snapped out and back up on Gavrick's back, so pretty easy to spot. So they're going to move it ahead. The official's mic isn't working. We're not bringing it to you, not because we don't want to hear from him, but because it's reverbing in the stadium. It's echoing, and it doesn't sound great. So the ball is right at midfield. There's a logo underneath that snow somewhere.
We saw it earlier.
Right at the 50. 1st and 10. Yes, this is the 50-yard line. And Selding's going to hand it. Bothan will take it up the right side. He's to the 45. Hurdles the defender. Gets to the 40 with a stiff arm. He's got a first down, but then he's pulled down from behind, and he tweaked his leg going down as his leg got underneath him, and Bothan's going to have to come off the field here.
He's okay. He just kind of twisted himself a little bit. I think he'll be fine.
Burnett's going to come on here after the 11-yard pickup by Bothan. He'll get his leg checked out. He had it kind of pulled down from behind, and he's going to go work on that on the sideline. Looks like he'll stay in. He's just going to walk it off here.
And it's a case where the trainers have not been over with him, except one walking back up to say, "How do you feel?" And he say, "Well."
He's getting a lot of it. He's got 4 trainers on him now. They're all asking him the same question. Selding will swing the pass out. Incomplete, looking to the right. Those side-to-side passes for the crowd are so easy to see because you can see the trajectory of the ball much better going that direction. And, well, that time it was out in front. We've seen that in a number of passes out of the backfield today.
Both teams have had problems on passes like that, where they've had trouble trying to get them completed. And it's unusual because that's things Selding usually takes care of pretty easy.
Got a couple of kids having a snowball fight in the stands down here, it looks like.
Well, good for them. I'm
You
glad
stay
they're
warm
enjoying
somehow.
it.
Handoff goes to Burnett, who takes it left side into a big pile. Tackle will be made on the play by Anderson. A couple of yards. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, looks like he got maybe 3.
Gain of 3 on the play.
Pioneers trying to run it out here in the back half of the 4th quarter. Bothan back out there on 3rd down and 7. Ball is going to be at the 36-yard line. I know you can see the yard lines on there so well on the screen, but that is the 36. Where they have a 3rd and 7.
Time-wise, they really want a first down here just to get time off the clock.
Selding will hand it off on a delayed play, and Bothan's going to break tackle, stays on his feet, stiff arms, a man is hopping to the 20, to the 10, tackled at the 5, first down, Pioneers. Zach Bothan breaks multiple tackles on his way down, goal to go from the 5, a timeout on the field for an injured player for Alma. But Zach Bothan with a burst, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 5 for Platteville with 6:44 to go in the 4th quarter.
That was probably the most exciting run of the game. I mean, he really broke a lot of tackles along that route.
Yeah, if Ryan Kugelman doesn't get to him, it's a touchdown. And, we got an injured player on the field for Alma, so they're tending to him with 6:44 to go in the 4th. And Platteville leading 17-7. They will help the injured player up and off. That is Jack Anderson, who is going to be taken to the sideline. And the Pioneers will have it goal to go from the 5 when they break the huddles. And we resume play. Well, this game we knew was going to be a lot about the ground game, and we've seen the footing, the field conditions certainly affect this game to a large degree, but Platteville's able to punch it in here. It's going to take a lot for Alma, despite the fact, this is a team, by the way, that scores over 42 points a game. Being held today to 7 is, I think, in large part due to the fact that, A, they're playing a pretty good run defense, but B, the weather has changed a lot of things for both of these teams.
It's a combination of things, exactly.
This is a great football team in Alma, and even if Platteville goes up 24-7 or 20-7 or whatever they get here, with the diamond formation left on the empty backfield, this is usually they usually run a jet sweep out of this or just a quarterback dive. Now they motion out of the diamond, and they put both in the backfield. And they will run a zone run to the left. Both and gets past one, backs his way down to the one. Had no blockers really in front of him, and he was still able to get 4 yards out of that.
Well, he was taking advantage of their slipping and sliding on the snow.
So 2nd and goal from the 1, and they're going to pack it in here. Get a whole bunch of bodies up in the front, both and up to 149 yards rushing.
In case anyone's wondering about Bolton, I mean, he's still favoring his leg, but he's reaching down as if he got kicked in the shin. That's what it looked like.
Bolton is back in as Burnett is back in as the short yardage back.
Well,
he has a touchdown already today.
He likes these. He gets to score.
They are going to give Burnett off the right side, and he is not going to get there as the Scots defense has him at the 1.
Yeah, he couldn't get in this time. Pretty good job up front by the Scots.
3rd and goal from the 1. If Alma can hold Platteville to a field goal here, it's a 2-score game. But if it's a touchdown for Platteville, the point after becomes very important.
Yes.
To make it a 3-possession game. Either way, the kicker, Mobley, has a big play coming up after this one on 3rd and goal from the 1. Platteville has a big setup on the right side of this formation. They're going to take it. Uselding tucks his head down, pushing for the end zone. No signal.
None from the officials.
There it is! Touchdown, Pioneers! Swing the axe. Nathan Uselding and the Snow Angels in the end zone for Platteville.
Those are going to be a hit, at the end of the season when they show a bunch of clips. That'll be the hit.
Well, that's what we were waiting for.
Well, we wanted those Snow Angels.
I called it like the second quarter. I'm waiting for the Snow Angel celebration, and we just got it. So they must have us on TV down there on the sideline somewhere.
I would hope so. I hope they got it really good and tight.
Mobley to try the point after. Big point after here. It's 16-point difference. If he makes it, it's a 3-score game. It is good. Mobley, perfect on the game. 3 for 3 on PATs and has a field goal as well. 24-7, Platteville has a 3-score lead with 4:41 to go in the 4th quarter as the Pioneers swing the axe on another big touchdown drive of 9 plays that time, 66 yards.
You look at this kind of a thing and you describe it real simple. Right now, the near sideline where the Platteville Pioneers are, it's quite warm. The other sideline, not so much.
Well, and they're going to be stuck in the Midwest here, or at least this part of the Midwest, for another day. They're staying tonight in Dubuque, and then they're heading back tomorrow after the snow clears the roads. They sat on their way in today. On a GPS from where they're at the hotel to the field, 23 minutes. It took them more than double that to get here at the snow before the game. And that was when the roads were, we only had a couple inches of snow. Now there's about 4 or 5 inches of snow that have fallen just during the game.
Yeah, we could stand almost, with this weekend when we've got the, 4 girls, 4 girls basketball games at the here?
Yeah, we got 4. 2 of them are tonight for Platteville. So I'll be moving from here down to the Williams Fieldhouse in Bull Ryan Court. I'll be doing 4 basketball games after this. So this is just my warm-up.
So you've got the basketball games, plus you've got this. Heck, we could have that dorm over there as a hotel and fill it this week.
Hey, everybody's on Thanksgiving break. There's nobody here.
Yeah, they won't care.
Except our crew. Most of our crew, the crew that are students anyway, they're still here on campus.
Well, we know that the shovel crew has been out here, and again, the MVPs.
Here's the kickoff from Mobley. Returnable, and going to be taken by Seiler. And he's going to get it off to the left side, stays on his feet, but gets taken down around the 40, and he got a couple of players tangled up after the play.
Wait a minute. Are the guys out here on the field crew that are doing the shoveling, are they MVPs or most valuable shovelers?
MVS. Well, either way, without them, we wouldn't know where most of the yard markers are.
And we can barely know some of them.
But right now, it's at the 35, and it is first down. They're going to give Williams off the left side, and The stretch play is not going to get very far. He's tackled inbounds around the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And the clock is not the fan of the Alma Scots.
Yeah, Alma has all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute break yet, but they need 3 scores into the wind and the driving snowstorm here. St. John will throw the pass. It is going to be caught by Poff, and he'll be taken down, but he'll pick up 14 and a first down for the Scots.
It stops the clock long enough to move the chains, and they're going to go quick.
It's a tempo offense. This is what they do. It's a direct snap to Williams. Just tucks his head and gets a couple. 2nd down and 8. Time not on the side of Alma, as you said, Wally, and now they'll have Williams come out, Morgan come in. St. John in the game, 8 of 17 passing for 137 yards. The Scots have 89 yards rushing. Obviously, well below their season averages, but the snow and a pretty solid defense against the run anyway this year for Platteville certainly factors. St. John scrambling under pressure. Tosses one out of bounds to the left, incomplete. Was feeling the heat, got rid of the ball. It'll make it 3rd down and 8 with the ball just ahead of midfield at the 49.
Oh, with 3:14 left, it's going to be tough for them to try to score 3 times.
Well, and they're going to go for it on 4th if they get to 4th after this play.
You know it.
This is it. It's the playoffs. Winner likely to take on Bethel as that game is well in favor of the Royals. St. John hit as he throws, incomplete. As the Delkoff got in there and put hands on him, that'll make it 4th and 8 at the 49 of Platteville. Alma needs a first down to extend the game. If Platteville gets it, they need multiple first downs to run it out, but it's a 3-score game if they get the ball back, and you feel good in that situation.
Nedelkoff has had a lot of opportunities like that this year.
He's been coming on strong the back half of the season for sure. 4 rushers shown for Platteville. They send 4. St. John's pass is caught by caught by Poff. He didn't get to it. Incomplete, and that'll turn it over on downs to Platteville at midfield. We'll have the ball on their own 49, 1st and 10, 3:05 to go in the 4th. Alma has all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute break to stop the clock. So Platteville still has some work to do to close this one out, but Platteville in great shape, leading 24-7 with 3:05 to go in the 4th. Take a look at the other scores with 4:35. Well, that's our game. The other game in this side of the bracket, Co is making a bit of a comeback. Early 4th quarter just started. It is Bethel 37, Co 20. That's still a 3-possession game, though. Meanwhile,
right.
North Central has started adding some scoring to the board. They're up 23-0 on Hanover. La Crosse beat Hope today, 9-7. Handoff to Burnett off the right side. Escapes through one would-be tackler before tripping and falling after a pickup of 7. He is into Scott territory to the 43, 2nd and short coming up. A couple of the other scores real quickly, just updating you on the WIAC teams. DePaul leads at Whitewater 23-17 with 10:16 to go in the 4th. River Falls all over Chapman up at Raymer Field 44-7. That's late in the 3rd.
Now, it tells you just how good River Falls really is.
River Falls, well, Chapman's coming in from California playing in the snow today.
They're seeing snow?
Yeah, they got snow in River Falls. Not as much as we got here. They got snow there. Burnett off the right side, short of the first, gets a yard or 2. It'll be 3rd and 1. And this could take it down to the 2-minute break. Because Alma has 3 timeouts. They're not using them. But we'll get to the 2-minute break with Platteville leading 24-7. Just looking at the lay of the land, though, in Division 3, in that bottom left bracket, the one that Platteville is in, Bethel just scored again. So a 2-minute break here. So Bethel just scored again in the 4th quarter. So Bethel's leading Co 44-20. So if that score holds and this score holds, Platteville is at Bethel next Saturday at noon.
Correct.
So then Pioneers faithful will get to make the road trip north. On the other side of the bracket, La Crosse will likely be at North Central. North Central leading 23-0 over Hanover. La Crosse playing against the consensus #1 team in the land. North Central. That'll be another noon game as it is in the Central time zone. So the matchups next week will be Platteville at Bethel if the scores hold, that is. And then La Crosse at North Central. We did mention it, River Falls leading Chapman 44-7. And then, of course, it is DePaul leading Whitewater 23-17. That game being played over in Whitewater. It's also snowing like this there. They're getting, I think their forecast was a little less. I think it was like 6 to 10. But here we were expecting 10 to 14, and we've gotten about half of that already here in Platteville. Pioneers 3rd and 1 after the 2-minute break. Got some snow on our camera. So a bunch of snow packed into the camera lens here, but on this carry, it'll be Burnett straight up the middle, and he's going to get it all the way to the 35. First down for Platteville with 1:53 to go in the fourth quarter, and Alma's not using a timeout.
Who do you want for an interview?
So first down here for Platteville.
Gotta get one here.
Platteville.
I have one I would like.
Platteville's just going to kneel it out, it looks like here. They're letting him go here. Well, I was just waiting for the timeout here.
Nedeljkov if we can. That way I get an offense and a defense.
So they're going to kneel it down. Going to take another kneel down here, and Platteville, if they kneel it down, they shouldn't have to run another play. They do. They have 1 second differential play clock, the game clock. So they have to kneel it down one more time officially to end this one. Alma not using its timeouts. The Scots season will come to an end here at snowy Platteville. The Pioneers likely at Bethel. That game is still early in the fourth, but Bethel up by 24 on Co. Very likely next week will be Platteville at Bethel on one side, La Crosse at North Central on the other. Final kneel down taken here in the middle of a snowstorm in Platteville at Pioneer Stadium. Platteville wraps up its home portion of the schedule undefeated 6-0 this year here at Butch Lytle Field at Pioneer Stadium. Your final score, Platteville 24 and Alma 7. You are watching the 2025 Division III NCAA Football Championships.
At UW-Platteville, our online master's programs are flexible, affordable, and built for working professionals. You've got goals and a busy life. You don't have to choose between the two. Tailor your degree to fit your career path. From our halls to your home, you'll join a supportive community that helps you achieve more with faculty who bring real-world experience into every classroom. Balance life, advance your career with UW-Platteville.
The NCAA, driving change to do more for today's student athletes. The NCAA programs deliver $4 billion in scholarships every year. Those D1 scholarships are now guaranteed. Health and well-being services are mandatory. Student athletes get tutoring as well as financial literacy coaching because almost everyone is going pro in something other than sports. The NCAA, driving change to do more for today's student athletes.
Welcome back here to Pioneer Stadium. You see the Alma Scots walking off the field. The Platteville Pioneers faithful down below as the orange crowd here below the press box singing to the home fans after the game, as is the tradition, as they raise the helmets, and we are on our way to the post-game show. I'm Jimmy Kuska with Wally Trouton. Just giving you a brief recap here of this one. Platteville trailed 7-3 in the second, but then got a 1-yard touchdown run from Burnett to take the lead. And the Pioneers in this game stayed balanced despite several inches of snow, as they make snow angels in the end zone in the south end right now. 421 yards of offense. The defense showing up big, allowing just 242 as all of the points came in the red zone. Pioneers 2-1 in time of possession in this game. Bothan with a huge game on the ground in this one, as Zach Bothan tops the 150, or got the 148 yards rushing. Uselding 216 yards passing, 8 for 100 for Gavrick on that. The touchdown pass to Crandall. On defense, a couple of big stars in this one. Elijah Krantz with 9 tackles. And Carter Contreras had 8 tackles and the fumble recovery that really prevented any comeback attempt for the Pioneers as well. So that is, those were some of the big players in this game. Wally, who are some players that you were excited to see today?
You know, I'm always, I guess Nedeljkov is a player that has always excited me, along with Harrison Meyer and the second defensive secondary. I've always, at one time, I thought that was the weakest part of this defense. And then I see what they did in a game like this today. That's not what I'd call real weak.
Well, they have entered the 10-minute cool-down period, which is very needed here today. The temperatures in the 20s, the snow swirling. Real quickly, we'll wrap up with just a look at our scoreboard before we sign off here. Of course, here, 24-7 winners, Platteville over Alma. On the other side of the bracket, Bethel leads Co 44-20 in the fourth quarter. On the top side of the bracket, North Central leads Hanover 24-0 going into the fourth quarter, and La Crosse defeated Hope 9-7. Top right, you see River Falls leading Chapman. That score updated now to 50-7 early fourth quarter. And DePaul just kicked a field goal to go up 26-17 on Whitewater. Just 4 minutes left there. So Whitewater may be the only team that falls in this second round, barring a comeback there. So those are your scores. It is likely, as the scores set up, that it will be Platteville at Bethel next week on one side, and on the other side, it would be La Crosse at North Central. A big thanks to all of our camera crew here for braving the elements in the cold, doing all the great things up top. You are the real MVPs here today. Our field crew keeping everything cleared on the field, which you can see when they're not working, it's now completely covered up again down on the field. So we wrap things up from here. A big thanks as well to our sports information director, Lindsay Diepmeyer, and to Paul Erickson, who ran us stats throughout the game. For Wally Trouton to my right, a big thanks as well to our cast and crew. I'm Jimmy Kuska. One final time, your final score from here at Pioneer Stadium. It is Platteville 24 and Alma 7. You have been watching the 2025 Division III NCAA Football Championships. Have a great weekend, everybody, and swing the axe.